So here's a video I never thought I would be making, and I'm sure a lot of people feel exactly the same way. I'm writing this as like a live check-in. Most of the stuff that I film for you on my channel is, I try to make it like a little show, and I don't know if that comes across as impersonal. I don't want it to be impersonal, but it's certainly not as personal as this. So let me just say, I felt like I needed to just check in and do something largely unedited, unscripted, unplanned, to talk about the craziness. I'm not going to mention it by word, because if you use any of the words, if you any of that, YouTube will take away your revenue for that video, possibly for your channel, and I can't afford to lose what I'm doing here. So I'm not going to mention it. I think we all know what I'm talking about. And what I want to say to you is that kind of freaked out. My household falls in a rather high risk category, so we're being extra careful. I have planned so that I can keep making videos and making projects and things for the next couple of months at least. And so I want to keep the content coming, because I think we need things that feel normal. I know that there's a tendency to want to be just glued to the news updates, which are, let's be real, there's terrifying. But I think it's important to step away from it and remember that we still have these other things in our lives that are still going okay for us, that are still going well. We can still bake, we can cook, we can work with our crafts. If you're unable to get out, and I honestly recommend that you don't go out, even if you feel fine, don't go out there, stay home. Order. If it gets to the point where even delivery drivers aren't out, well, then we work with what we have. But it's so weird, isn't it weird? I mean, I feel like, and I said this to my friend Megan, I said, I feel like I've stepped through the portal into some alternate universe, and I don't belong here. This is not my reality, but here I am. So I might do some different programming for you. I might consider doing some live check-ins. I don't normally do those because, frankly, I don't have a good live setup. All I have is this phone. I'm filming today on the phone. I had invested in a nicer camera that I've been filming on for you. But I don't know. Today, the phone is in the window. I thought it was necessary to just do something really unfiltered, unplugged. We used to call it unplugged. Like you would take a highly produced song and then just strip it down to the acoustic elements and maybe just have a singer with the guitar doing the song. That was unplugged. This is kind of Patty Mac Makes Unplugged, which is better than Patty Mac Makes Unhinged. Okay, so I am considering doing some live stuff. I don't normally do it because, like I said, this does not produce the best looking quality stuff on a live, but maybe we do it anyway so that we can feel like we're connecting with some other people during this weird time. And I don't know, tell me what you think. Would you be interested in that? Would you want to participate? We could do I was thinking I could bake cookies. That's an easy one. I don't know if we want to knit some things together, if we want to sew some things together. Tell me what you think. maybe we'll do like a virtual knit night and just, I don't know, we work on whatever and we just hang out for an hour on, a certain day and time. And we could do that in the daytime now because we're all home. So meeting up at like a Wednesday at 1:00 is not an issue like it was before. So maybe we do that. I don't know. The truth is we're all making this up as we go along. Honestly, we're just making it up. Nobody knows the full extent of what's happening. Nobody knows the full extent of how it's going to end up. But I can tell you, we're going to be fine. It's going to be different. There's probably going to be a lot of unpleasantness. We're going to lose a lot of people. I'm hoping that I can get myself and my mother through this. She's older. She's 90, so I worry about her. I have my own autoimmune and respiratory issues. I never talk about my health stuff online because I like to keep that separate. But I have some issues, so it concerns me. So, just getting through this is going to be an accomplishment. But we can do it. We just have to be safe. We have to stay in. And we have to be careful if and when we go out, which sometimes it's necessary. But going to meet up for drinks and dinner, that's not necessary. You don't need to be doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, I know that we'll get through. It's going to look different on the other side. Things will change. Our things that we hold important, things that have been important in the past, all that's going to change. It's going to be very different going forward. I do feel like people in charge have a lot of experience with handling serious things, and they have some tools to mitigate lingering effects. But this is going to be a big shift for our economy, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think this is a good time for us to evaluate what's really important, what we really value in life, and what kind of people we want to be going forward. We've all been sort of isolating anyway, due to political disagreements, and now we're physically isolated. And what's going on with the light? I'm so sorry. I don't know how this is going to look. It is what it is. Yeah, and now we're all physically isolated. So I hope that we come together better despite our differences, and let go of the extremes, and come together as human beings and people, and figure out how we're going to go forward. I think it's going to be the end of a lot of this over-the-top, insane influencer stuff. I think that's done. I just hear the emergency broadcast system going on, so you know what? I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to go see what that is. But just be safe.